Hey you! New season just dropped for Call of Duty, and I just quickly want to go over the 13 biggest changes in DMZ. I of course won't be covering all the bugs and glitches they also introduced with the release of this patch, because otherwise it would be a 1-hour video. With that said, let's jump right into it. The first thing I have to talk about has to be the Scavenger. The Scavenger is a new AI entity that loots dead players on Al Mazrah. Every time he loots them, he leaves behind a calling card in place of the dog tags in the player's backpack. You can bait him out by taking down enemies, then moving away from the backpacks. And if you see this red circle, you will know he's right there, or was right there, before going to the next body. If you manage to take him and his strong minions down, they will drop a golden skull, an advanced UAV, and a bunch of pretty useful weapons. Secondly, speaking of backpacks, the new season introduces a bunch of new backpack mechanics. The medium and large backpacks stay the same, but now we also get a secured backpack and a scavenger backpack. The secured backpack has 7 slots, and if you die, you don't lose the items inside, which is a pretty cool mechanic. The scavenger backpack, on the other hand, now has 11 slots, but no slot for a third weapon in your backpack. It's my new favorite backpack because I usually don't even play with a third weapon anyway. On top of all of this, you can now also loot the backpacks off of the players you kill. The backpack can be found above the dog tag when you open it. Next up, we have the weapon case in Al Mazrah. The weapon case is no longer in the hands of the Juggernaut. Instead, you have to crack open a safe on the cargo train, which actually takes quite a while, and you'll also have to reset the drill twice to get it. Once you open it, it seems there is a mission item inside with the cargo train manifest and some other goodies as well as the weapon case itself. When you start cracking the safe, it's protected by a light heli with bots on it following the train. Best strategy to conserve bullets is to shoot down the heli, but we'll go more in depth with the strategy when I release the video for the weapon case. In fourth place, we have the Workbench. The Workbench now provides interesting utility to game. Makes missions like Predator a lot easier because even when you infill with trash loot, you can easily upgrade that loot at the Workbench and then exfil the upgraded loot. Basically, if you're really committed, you can create a bunch of contraband of your favorite in short slot weapons without the tuning for minimal price points. If all the attachments cost $3,000 to apply, then a weapon of your choice would basically cost you $15,000. Less than an LTV, which is kinda crazy. At number 5, we have the Barter, which is a new shop option where you can exchange items for different items. This comes really useful when you're missing an important key or a mission item. Some of the things I noticed that you can craft are GPUs, tactical cameras, secured backpacks, mission keys, and much more. This definitely reduces the RNG component of the game and is actually a really good addition to it. At number 6, we have the Operator skin packs. This change is kinda trash. Basically, when you equip some of the skins that can be purchased in the shop, you get extra perks. One skin will give you a medium backpack by default, or a 15-minute in-short slot if you use the right weapon. Another skin will give you a UAV when you infill with no killstreak. These are crazy pay-to-win components, but for now they don't disrupt the gameplay too much. Although I can for sure say that I will be buying the Rose skin for a free UAV every game, and will abuse the hell out of that skin until they change it. At 7, speaking of operators and skins, you can now choose different operator slots before going into the game. Are you going in naked and doing a 0 to hero run, or are you going in with full equipment? You can now decide how you'll approach your missions and your infills. The operators share the insured weapons, the contraband, and the mission items, but they don't share the armor satchels, self-revives, killstreaks, masks, backpacks, and dog tags. So there's finally a way to also stack those items through different operators. At number 8, we have the O2 breathers. With the addition of the O2 breathers, you can now stay underwater for longer. And from what I've heard, they can also instantly revive teammates underwater. But unfortunately, I couldn't test that one out yet. So take that with a grain of salt. 9. As with all seasons so far, we have slight changes to spawn points across Al Mazrah and Ashika Island. And at number 10, there's a slightly annoying change. The vehicles in the game have reduced gas tanks. You deplete the gas faster, so gas cans will play a bigger role in this season. 11. Speaking of gas cans, there's a new gas can called the Heavy Chopper gas can. And when you find it, you can refill the Heavy Chopper and fly it around. You can also exfil with it by flying off the map with it. And on 12, so far a very small change and barely noticeable, but 3-plate armor satchels and 2-plate armor satchels can now be found as ground loot. Not just in high threat areas or strongholds. And lastly, you must have already seen this one if you played a game or two, but the UAV towers now show how far they reveal operators and AI to your enemies, so it's easier to avoid getting detected now. There's plenty more changes that I didn't cover in this video, and if they stack up, I might make a part 2, but for now, that's it.